All right, so step one is find the right size. I am currently using ribbon. I think this is, yeah, 1.5 inches thick. And I found that 2 to 3 inches is perfect. And so the first step is I have a mother one. This is the master, the sizer, since I work on the couch most of the time. And you make sure it's roughly the same size, and then you cut it. Then what you're going to do is take a lighter and slowly put the lighter on the edges of the ribbon. So that way, if it'll focus, it won't fray. So the edges, let me show you this one. I can't do it with one hand, so I'm going to show you the before. Let me see this. Right like that. And like that. Just slowly across the edge, just to melt the edges. After you have cut and burned the whole roll of ribbon, there should only be like teeny little bits left. I always keep the mother piece and I actually tuck it into the roll, so if I need to go order more, I can. I don't think we'll need to after all of this. And then what you do, if you have double-sided ribbon, you won't have to do this. But if you do not have double-sided ribbon like this, then you want to take the matte side. This is the side we're going to be folding, because you want that shiny side to be on the side there. We're not going to really see the sides. So, dull side up. Take your hot glue gun and you put the teeniest bit of glue, I mean the teeny tiniest, on the very corner. And I'm doing this through the viewfinder, so forgive me. And then you fold that over like that and hold it in place until it dries. And then you do the same thing on this side, folding it over. Part you don't have to be super neat on. It can be a little off, as you can see, because the edges aren't perfect, but it's not going to matter. Referencing back to this, as long as it's roughly even, you're fine. Next, you're going to take the corners and fold them in like that. I put the glue on that corner and then press it into it. I'll show you. Dollop of glue, and then I hold it. Now, you may burn yourself, so if you're not accustomed to burning yourself with hot glue, be prepared. That is a whole nother realm of pain. But you see that it's stuck in place. You do it again on that side, and then we're done with the petal. So, tiny dollop of glue, fold this petal over here, hold it down, make sure you don't glue your hand. And then I actually take a moment, clean up all these little spiderweb glues, and you set that off to the side, and we're done with the petal. You're going to repeat this 8,000 times with the next petals. You want to do the whole roll, and this you can do 2 to 3 roses with. It matters on the size. This is half a roll of roses, so you'll see exactly how we get to that here in a moment. All right, so now you finished all the petals, and your hands are raw. So what we're going to do is continue forward. So the way these are set up is they are glued to one another. So you can see it's glued there, glued to the next one. So we're going to make a string of them. Start with one, put a bead of glue there. That is a bubble bead, but I mean, it works. It works. Take next, put it down, apply some pressure just to make sure everything is connected nicely, and you got a string. Once more for the people on the back. Put a bead of glue or a giant glob of it. Jesus. It's way easier with 2 hands, by the way. So doing this for instructor purposes is actually quite hard. And you just want to keep doing this for either half or just over under half. So a whole roll of ribbon is going to get you 2 good roses. So 3, let's go ahead and grab 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So doing mine, I got roughly 16 petals per rose. Now here's where you can have a little bit of fun. If you want, you can take 2 or 3 petals and throw them over into one pile. So you get one bigger rose and one smaller rose. You could have an even-sized rose, or you can just really say fuck it. But I would go ahead and, until you feel comfortable, make your first 2 to 4 roses even. So you get a handle on what the sizes are going to be and the differences, because this is the same number of petals as this, believe it or not. And you see these are dramatically different sizes. And it's the same number of petals. So move forward with however you want in whatever color you're working with first. You see I'm working with navy, so I'm just going to continue working with navy and finish with the string of petals. So once you have your string of petals together, join me for the next part. Now you have this snake of ribbon petals. So here's where you have fun. I want you to go into your craft box and get out your tiny wires. You can cut these. I do have them for this is from Jacqueline's wedding leftover. But for this case, I'm going to use these pre-cut ones. These are $1 from Walmart, but you can get all different sorts. So I'm going to pull one out real fast, set that back down. So this is where you flip it over. So instead of it being petal up like this, I have it twisted petal down. You'll see the pretty part of the petals facing up. Ugly glue portion is facing down. Put a bead of glue here. Put the wire in, twist it a bit, and then I fold it over. Wait for that to dry. Once this is dried and you can move it around, you're basically going to twist it up like this. But do it a little bit more tautly. Tautly. That's not a fucking word. Oh, my glue stick. So you can see you use about a glue stick. A glue stick, a rose. So just stick that in there so it makes it a little bit easier. And put a bead there. Put a bead there. Put a bead there. And then you're going to slowly, I do this normally with 2 hands. I am literally only doing this with 1 hand for the sake of this video and holding the camera. And then I actually go ahead and hold everything together with a bit of pressure. Make sure it's all, I don't want to say nice and neat. Make sure it's all neatly done. I'm going to pause this and do it by hand real fast. Hey, no worries. Hey, I'm in the same boat. I personally don't partake, but my father-in-law does. He absolutely loves it. So I try not to... Oh, yeah. So, notice once it's dry And after the first few layers, it starts to go together pretty easily. Keep going, making it as tight or as loose as you'd like. I would definitely say on the tighter end, and just simply going like this on each petal. This is really hard to do through the lens, I'm sorry. I go 3 petals at a time. Is pretty good. Once you've reached the end, go ahead and make sure you pull the glue all the way to the end and glue it all the way around. And you'll notice that there's glue on the outside. This is because I opted to do a smaller rose halfway through. I just very carefully peeled it off. And I'm going to use this for maybe 2 smaller roses or 1 bigger one. I'm going to see where it goes. If you are worried about the glue sliding or have issues with the rose not staying, stick it in the freezer. Make sure it looks nice and neat, stick it in the freezer, and it will stay. If not, and you're working in a cold room like I am, it should glue if you're going petal by petal pretty easily. But mind you, I'm doing this while I'm taking calls, so it has a lot of time to dry. This was, instead of 16, it was 11 petals, and I got this size for the full ribbon, not the ivory ribbon. So what do you think?